Greetings, blessings, here among our shared learning journey as we take a closer look into the written language of an already, at this time, vast, ancient Egypt of their day. Within our better understanding, allowing for us the opportunity to see through their eyes, our shared ancestors, opening up there a great many brand new windows, allowing for us in our understanding a much more clearer view to understand out from, to appreciate from. Feel more than comfortable here upon our shared learning journey. Safe in the knowing it takes no great pre-existing learning to be able to next grasp the traditional values and concepts in the informations I'll be delivering for many years long after us. Watching, reading here will be doctors of history. They too hearing many of these informations for a very first time. Here in this class, our shared learning journey, we all start and begin from the very same level, taking us all back to the very basics, starting all over again from scratch. Within man's long evolution of writing, arriving to us today in the invention of the alphabet, where every symbol is an individual letter, an A, B, or C. Long before, way back in deep time, our modern science today assures us as far back as 50,000 plus years, first man wrote, talking out from paints upon walls, pictures, pictograms, where it is a picture tells its story. Over deep time, as man's learning grows, a constant evolution of writing expands alongside. Next, from first pictogram to introducing reserved logos, comes next an ideogram, where it is a symbol carries woven into it a much greater meaning. Up the top there, we see the eye and a sitting God Spirit. Above it, a large beast-like in the way of ram, cow, lion, always seen a same stance. Together representing a name, Osiris. On seeing those three symbols together, one would never assume another thing. So an idea delivered into a symbol or symbols, an ideogram, much like a telegram where an idea arrives to us in a written gram. An ideogram, ideogram. Ideogram joining now into talking out from pictures, added into by logo symbols, further explained upon, broken up into ideas woven in a much longer story within any one image. Within the writing structure used within the storytelling, we see how it is that ideograms can make up for words, logograms, entire phrases. We see words, sentences, phrases evolve. But next comes, as we write today, telling in chapters. And here we see 3. Chapter 1, a chapter 2, chapter 3. A scene of Khepri arriving on the boat of Osiris upon the Arquette, witnessed by the 4 Horus, sons of Horus. The weighing of the heart ceremony. Thoth, obvious there. Anubis, again down here. Anubis. A scene from Osiris and Isis. 3 chapters. 1, 2, 3. Making for the entire book. Old Egypt, within their evolution of writing text, eventually one of the first to invent the alphabet, where it is any single symbol represents an individual letter. These things much closer to us in our time than it ever was to these here. Within our learning, we are reading out from a pictogram telling, where it is a story unfolds from the total picture in view, making up for the body of the story arrives to us in words and sentences made up from ideas woven into each symbol, along with logos identifying familiar traditional concepts and values, entities. Pictogram, the entire telling, along with ideogram, symbols and text chosen and placed for their ideogram means, not any alphabet ABC, totally different thing, and logograms. So 3 written languages woven into one. The combined evolution to that date of written language all used together side by side as man's skill on how best to tell a story grows. Knowing how best tell a story is one thing. Knowing how best to protect that story is another. Old Egypt seen it that in these stories, woven in there was their original knowledge, their ancestors. All are shared ancestors. Taught, passed down to those coming out from deep time, seen in the world's oldest of still living cultures today. There, long before writing, talking out from walls on paints, those peoples already had a told history, told out orally, speaking it, repeating a story, becoming a core of ancient society, protected there in the way that passed down it was taught. Not one word could be changed, always passed down, generation to generation, always exactly the same. And Old Egypt appreciating the concept, employing it well, went on to use this text type in the way of ideograms and logograms and pictogram Told in this way, many of its images and symbols reserved for just these tellings, becoming logograms, could be called as spiritual text, coffin text, often unappreciated by many in the study of Egyptology, just seen as hymns and spells and just looked over instead from not understanding. This text type, this storytelling structure, went on to be used alongside Egypt's still continuing evolution of writing text from erratic to demontic and up to modern day. Still used alongside, used unchanged for a whopping 3,500 years, protecting the original knowledge, what it was that was learned to them.